And I'm going to put this link in the chat so that you can copy it to your stuff. And then you'll have it right away, including the link to the templates. And that way you will never, ever, ever, ever lose that. Okay. All right. So today, like, this is part 2 of the series. We said it was a 5-part series. I'm excited about this because I think that a lot of times authors don't necessarily do a lot of social media posting for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's kind of intimidating. Like every time we put ourselves out there, do you get intimidated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, the being visible thing, it just kind of freaks me out sometimes. And I
I
say
also
that,
feel people are quite judgmental and
Yeah.
pitchy.
yeah, people are mean. Like I think that also think that because there is that barrier where, you know, they don't have to be seen and they can, you know, be whoever they really want, which to me, like, if you can be anyone you really want, be someone super awesome. Like, be a superhero. Don't be like, you know, be somebody great. Don't be a freaking troll. Like that, of all the things you could be in the world, that's what you decided you wanted to be. You're sad. And like, I try to think of it that way and make myself feel better, but no, it's alive. We like, you know, I don't know anyone among us who is able to completely, you know, turn that off and just be like, I don't care what people think, because it always stings like a little bit, even for a second, you know? So anyway, so of the types of writing in our careers, we already did this one. So I'm just gonna put, because it occurred to me that maybe we should do that. And this is today. So, okay, so we're doing copy for social media posts, okay? Now, what I do love about the social media posts, and I love, you know, for Christine when she does hers too, you get to use your voice. Like, this is your voice, this is who you are, this is, you get to be who you want to be. Christine, when I read your posts, I hear your accent, by the way, too, in case you're wondering.
Try not, I can't help it.
It is fantastic. I love it because, you know, I mean, in my mind, you're kind of like the Mary Poppins of the writing world. All right. You're like, you know, so I hear your voice and it just makes me happy. So anyway, you get to use your voice, you get to let your personality shine through, but always protect your brand and promote your brand. It's a 2-part thing. We can be really good at the protecting the brand, but sometimes we play it so safe that we don't, you know, try to share what we have going on and all this stuff. And like, I realize that the challenge is to walk the line between, like, yes, selling, but not feeling salesy, and yes, sharing, but not oversharing. And you know, would it help if I put in examples of authors who I think are fantastic at this, like once in a while, that we could like check out their social media? Because I don't know if you follow Jenna Aston, but she, do you?
No,
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to take the name down and I'm going to follow her.
Okay, so Jana Aston is a romance author. I kind of started following her during the pandemic. We ended up in a group together and her posts were always so funny. And I don't know about you, but like, I really needed funny then. I really needed somebody who could like just be kind of like snarky and funny. So she bought a house. I've been following her remodel of the house. It's fantastic, by the way. Okay. Like she's a single woman and just like her personality is shining through. Like if in one room, she has a suitcase like just on the wall, like, but one of those hard shell, you know what I mean? And it's a nightstand, so she's got like it next to the bed as a night. It's so cool. It's her London room, and she's got like this, you know, London mural, and I mean, it's so, her rooms are themed, so cool. And she started adopting elderly cats instead of letting them die in a shelter. She's picking up elderly cats and like bringing them home and giving them a home and love. And these cats are so like, one of the cats used to love to lay under her desk, so she built it a hammock, a suspended hammock under her desk, and there's like the cat lays in the hammock. Huh?
Oh,
She's like, I mean, protect this woman. She's precious. Okay. So all I'm saying is that you can become like, and I never knew who she was before. Her personality has made it that I'm like, I'm gonna have to pick up some of Jana's books because I got to read who this woman is. I hope she's as funny in her books as she is in, you know, in the posts. So she bought her newest, she brought home, adopted, I shouldn't say bought, she adopted another cat to be the support cat for the newest adoptee who was kind of shy. She thought it would help. The new adopted cat has glommed onto the oldest cat, like the alpha cat in the household. She's like, so the support cat is now the support for the cat that didn't need support. So I'm probably gonna have to get another cat. It's just so it's precious. So anyway, my whole point of this is you have no idea who you're impacting and who is reading and getting to know you, and overshare cats. Like, that's fantastic, right?
I always find that because I have family, friends, work colleagues on my profile, even though I have my own personal profile, which I never use,
Mhm.
I feel that I can't put some of the stuff up that I want to talk about or that I want to let people know, because I don't want my family knowing all the stuff about the books that I write and all that kind of thing. And it kind of holds me back.
Mhm.
And I originally started the account for just book stuff, but then because I wasn't replying to people on my other account, they were coming to this one instead. So I just sometimes feel that I can't put stuff up.
Yes.
I don't know how to get around that without.
I understand that. Did you know that you can change the audience on your posts?
I heard that, but I've never done it.
Okay. So Facebook is fantastic for that. Like, you don't have as much control on Instagram or whatever, but on Facebook, you can absolutely control who sees your posts. When you go to post, I'm trying to think who I've got up here for like this is my, okay. So I was looking at group settings the other day because a group that I'm in, they were talking about your, like, when you're going to post and um like what settings you should have set on your group. So I was trying to fix that for author advantage. All right. So what you do when you, so say I was going to make a post like right here. Just putting something so that I can show you. When you go to post and you hit post, all right. I need to double check. I hope they haven't changed. Oh, right here. So right here, it says friends accept. Okay. So you can pick your post audience. It can be public, it can be friends, like all of your friends, or you can set friends accept, da 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 da. So
Okay.
so what happened is my husband, like, as you know, Sam, like, went kind of like no contact with his family about 6 years ago. So I was like, well, do you want me to unfriend them? What do you want me to do? And he was like, no, because that's like a sure, like, don't unfriend them. He's like, but just, can you make it so they can't see? So that's why ever since. But it also works great because you can put in like an audience of people that you do not want to see things like he would get self-conscious about me sharing my romance novels, even though all of his family was reading them. You know what I mean? Like, and telling him about stuff that I would say in there. He's like, it's a little awkward, Nick, because they think that I inspire all these things. And I'm like, you don't. But like, yeah. So anyway,
And can you,
like,
sorry to ask the question, can you set that up so like when you've gone into it there, those friends accept always come in?
yes. This is I have made this my default setting because, especially personal things he doesn't want, so I respect his wishes and I do it that way. Even in the past, if I was putting book stuff together that he didn't want like everybody to see, like, then I would put, that kind of thing. But you can absolutely, make custom lists of who can and can't see your thing. So if that is the holdup on Facebook, don't let it be. You know what I mean? Like, that will change your life. Yeah. And, you can make it like close friends and just a custom list. You know what I'm saying? So YMB, your custom list. I don't know what YMB is. Did I make a custom list? I don't know what that is. I mean, I would have to go in and explore because it's not ringing a bell for me right now. But it might be like YMB, Yahoo Motherboard. There it is. Okay. So like if I was, doing the blog stuff, I would just post it to my blogging friends, my Yahoo Motherboard friends. Okay. So anyway, does that make sense? And so you can set a post audience and that will help with Facebook at least. But like I said, you can't do that. Like, as far as I know, and you're better at Instagram than I am, but like, as far as I know on Instagram, you cannot do that.
No.
That is not an option. And then, okay, phew. And then that will be, like, keep that in mind. But I can fix that, but I can't fix it right now. So that's one thing that you can do to help out with that. And then you can specify audiences. I noticed with TikTok, you can select audiences for TikTok too. So yes, because it was asking me like, do I want to keep it private? Do I want to keep it just friends? Do I want it public? So you can like decide what level of privacy you do for things.
Family wise anyway, so that's fine with that. But that makes a big difference. Okay. See some more posts from me this week.
Yeah. And so, I mean, because I know it's intimidating. Like that was always one of the things, especially like when it was less intimidating with a pen name. But then when family and friends were saying, I'm not seeing you publishing any books, did you quit? And I'd be like, no, I changed my pen name. And then they would, that kind of thing. So that will help a little bit there. I will be sure, remind me, and I will make sure that I can put in, actually I can put it in probably right here.
Do you want me to put?
Yeah, the posting options there. If you want to add in the whole, like you can do your friends, or, like you can pick, especially on Facebook and on TikTok, like I said. But anyway, so again, now, because it's conversational, you're writing in first person. You're also using whatever tense you're comfortable with, like, if it's happening now, if it's happening in the past, however you want to do it. The only way you can go wrong is just reread it for, grammar, kind of things. Like sometimes I don't know if you do this, but sometimes when I'm creating a post, if I'm in the middle of thinking something through, I may write a word twice or something, or skip a word because, like, especially the short ones, like of, is, the, and so like, just double check when you're posting and everything, because you don't want people to think, oh dear Lord, like reading her book is going to be a nightmare because the social media post is killing me, like that kind of thing.
I've when you're typing, thank you for sharing or something, and you realize you've made a type mistake and you have to edit and go back into it because you don't want people to see you making loads of mistakes. So at least there's an edit function, so that's not too bad. But if you don't see it straight away, you're kind of screwed.
Grammarly is amazing for that.
I know.
It catches, because I use the a lot.
See, okay, thank you for letting me know I'm not the only person who does that, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm the stupidest woman on the face of the planet. What is going on with me that I can't, so that kind of thing. But yeah, and so like, know your audience. Like today I was joking around with Sam and I used like, not even like, I just used like the initials, like not an LOL. Like, for example, but the words I used were words I didn't want Kenna to repeat. So you know how like I was teasing him this morning. I went, yeah, baby, you're hot AF. Okay, kind of thing. And so instead of, because because Kenna's right there and he goes, please don't use your social media lingo with me. And I'm like, I don't want my child saying that. Okay. Like, I'm not gonna, that's what it was. It was a PG post. So
if I said that to my husband, he wouldn't have a clue what I was talking about.
He thought I was trying to be like, oh, I'm so clever. So really, like, just know your audience, like know other people are reading it. Your Aunt Ginny, who's all judgy, yeah, she's reading it. Your cousin Ramona, who's all jealous because you've made something of your life and she's on her 14th husband and miserable. Like, just like remember all these things, these people. Okay, so know your audience. Don't use slang if they're not your group. And of course, great graphics are huge. Graphics are everything, because everything is visual and it catches your eye. I had this amazing opportunity, and I'm gonna like have to brag. It's like this is my so I Katya Varbanova, who is she created a social media bundle pack of 100 graphics and it sold it for $30 and like made 1.3 million. And I watched her doing this and was following because I love analyzing things. I love strategy, all of that. Right. And so I was watching her strategy with all this. I ended up joining one of her programs because I wanted to learn how, like, her philosophy and how she does bundles and all that stuff, which has helped us immensely. Right. Wouldn't you say, Christine? I think that that has been huge. But the thing is, she invited me to a very small, intimate gathering, invited 20 people to come talk social media with her. I was like, I didn't realize how and she talked to me. So yeah, it was like my rock star moment. But anyway.
Oh my God, this is so exciting.
I know. Like I was texting Christine. I'm like, I can't believe this. Like she only invited 20 people. Yeah. So all that. But anyway, what she had said, like some of the things that she said was like, first of all, how important graphics are. She said you have literally got in anything you do like 3 seconds to catch everybody's, attention. If you can't do it in 3 seconds, if you can't hook them in 3 seconds, it's over. Because scroll is a thing, and I know it's true because think about when you're scrolling on social media, how quickly, if the visual doesn't catch you, if like the words, the hook doesn't catch you, whatever. So all of this is really, really important. So it's the graphics, it's the link, it's the copy, things that you can be sharing. Yes, talk about new releases, talk about launch parties, talk about giveaways, the sharing teasers and snippets, talk about the personal stuff too, especially if you're doing things like, okay, we're going back to Cape Cod. And I don't know if I ever told you this, but when I was here last time, this is when I got inspired for the such and such series and blah, blah, blah. And then, so you are being salesy without being salesy because you're sharing something personal. And then all of a sudden it's way more appealing to people. Like people love my story about how I, hopped on a cruise ship, got an idea for a book and wrote a book on a cruise ship, Now like it was a week-long cruise and it was a 30,000 word book. So it's not like I was, killing myself. Plus it was every nap time with Kenna, she was still napping twice a day then. So it was just like, okay, nap time. I'm stuck in the cabin anyway. Might as well write because I couldn't do internet on a cruise ship is a nightmare. Like just, yeah, trust me if you haven't done it. Okay. So I'm telling you right now that these little personal note things that you can do that will bring in, especially if you can do pictures like, hey, do you remember the scene in that book? See this picture that inspired, like when I was here and took this picture that inspired this. So all of that. Also share other authors' books. I think I talked about this before, but finds, anything that you find that is helping your life, bettering your life, changing your life. I think I talked about the Aqua Notes post that I wrote up and everybody was like, there's a notepad for the shower where when I get all my great ideas, I can like, put it down. That. So share your finds, especially if you share links, because otherwise you're not really sharing a find. You're bragging about something you have and they don't. Okay. Like, so it's not that you're being salesy. It's that you're sharing like, this helped me. Maybe it'll help you too. Like, Chrissy usually has these great cups. She always has like great cups, great mugs, cool notebooks, and she will just like hold them up and be like, look what I got. And I'll be like, I want, but like, so she's like, I don't know. I bought that in a store and here and, oh, what is that?
My pills, look. Because I was in so much pain, I had to bring them upstairs. So I've rammed them all into this bright pink thing so I won't lose it. Because, I lose everything else on my desk. Anyway, sorry. Carry on.
No, that's fantastic. Like, so see things like that. So anything that you have that is a find. Now, here's the thing. Things that you find, like make them as accessible as possible. So even though Chrissy found certain things in a store locally, maybe she could have gone on Amazon to see if they have it on Amazon, because that opens, items up for everybody in the world. Okay. And not only are you being generous and sharing your knowledge and sharing, something that you love, but if you're using an Amazon associate link, you are also potentially increasing your income. Okay. Because the person who initially went on there to look at my $8.98 notebook for the shower ended up buying, like 15 other items, because when you go on Amazon, it's like going to Target. Do you ever just get one thing? Hardly ever, right? And next thing you know, I've got like this big hulking commission. Get used to doing this now, because by Christmas time and around Amazon Prime days, you can rack up the bucks. Okay. And I tell you this not because greed, but because you have a career to support. And like, this is one way to help support it, so that you can afford your editors and fantastic covers and all the things you want. All right. So a lot of the turnoffs are the same, like, as with the newsletters, don't call them fans, they're readers. Don't, do anything that could be perceived as like arrogant. Because even if you are being like, sometimes if you have to actually note like this is satire or, that kind of thing. Because otherwise people will take it seriously. They will literally read something as serious.
It's very hard though, isn't it? There's a very fine line, and it only takes one person to take it the wrong way, even though everybody else thought it was really funny, for it to, I was watching a TikTok this morning, and this English lady, she's very, very funny, and she said something about somebody in America, and now she's got people stalking her house, They didn't find what she said funny. She's getting things about her kids, like it's serious stuff. And because people didn't understand her sense of humor.
Yeah, because and that's the thing too. Like it's hard to realize that, you know, humor is different in different countries. What people find funny in one place, they may find absolutely like repulsive, and you know, yeah, just like when I was studying French, and it shocked me that in French the swear words are related to the church, you know, sacre bleu, you know, it's all like religion, that those are the swear words. Okay, in America a lot of the cursing has to do with like sex and body parts, right? So it's literally different. Like in, you know, there are words that you guys use that we find horribly offensive, like the see you next Tuesday thing. That is horribly offensive to people, right? But like in America, but it's just a word over in you know, like I hear people using it all the time in TikToks from like, you know, the UK. It's not a big deal. Like it's almost like it's like calling somebody an idiot here. You know what I mean? It's the equivalent.
Now this is I don't like that word, and you will never hear it.
Right. Uh-huh.
But when I was younger, a teenager, my dad was very much if a man swore in front of a woman, this was a really bad thing in his life. So whenever we were out at the pub and somebody started swearing, he would go over and he'd say, not in front of my wife, or not in front of my daughter. And this was his thing. But over the years, swearing became more of a normality. And then when I went to introduce him to my Irish husband,
Oh,
I said to him, okay, now in Ireland they use the F word to say that something is bigger, or it's not just a cake, it's an effing cake, which means it's a much better cake. I said, it doesn't mean it's a swear word cake, or, you know, I'm tired, I'm effing tired means I'm really tired. I said, so Dad, please don't get offended, because he can't change the way he speaks. So I didn't used to swear until I met my husband, and now he tells me off for swearing, and we use it as an exaggerated form of something is bigger or better or whatever, and not as a swear word as such.
mm-hmm.
So, but if I went on and started swearing left, right, and center on a TikTok or something, I would be embarrassed for one, but people would be offended, and it's not. It's just the way they speak over here in Ireland, in particular, more so than England. It's just another word.
Right. And these are things, but and that's why it's important that we explain that these are things that people have to keep in mind, that your audience, like the minute you get on social media, your audience changes from like the little like tiny circle that you're in, which is why it intimidates, to the world. Like literally you can have reach to the world even though you didn't anticipate it, you didn't intend it. And so that's why we, you know, need to be a little careful with things sometimes. And so that's why, like, definitely no politics, no religion. I mean, in the past, like I do see people, especially people who are doing like dating stories, like, and you know, they're like talking about sex has become a little bit more mainstream, which I mean, some good, some, you know, some bad. Sometimes it's a little TMI and you're like, mm. But when you can turn on TLC and watch things like Sex Sent Me to the ER, I mean, it's hard to, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, who tells this story? Like I don't understand. But anyway, so yeah, but these are the things that we have to consider, because social media, you know, it's, your audience has changed entirely. Now, so like always, how to engage, it's, you know, yes, be grateful, thank for reviews, thank for purchasing, share reviews. One of the posts that we have for you will show you that like it's about sharing a review that somebody has given you, which are so effective for encouraging other people to share, to post reviews. First of all, it reminds them like, oh yeah, I really like that book, I should do that. But second of all, it like makes them go, ooh, like she does notice, she does read, she does pay attention. You know, thank them for comments, emails, and interacting. Also, I forgot to put in here. We forgot, like, this is very different. You know, encourage interaction. So it's the whole like, comment, share, you know, the post kind of thing. That's the kind of thing that you do. Encourage them to follow you on other platforms. Like if you have a story and you can only, like you get like 60 seconds, 90 seconds on TikTok or whatever, right? Especially when you're first starting out. If it's a long story and people don't like it in a bunch of parts, you can say, if you don't want to watch like all 47 parts on here, then go to YouTube where you can watch the whole thing all together, kind of, like, so you can do things like that. It'll grow your other platform. Now, what also makes it easy, because a lot of people are like, how do they find me on YouTube? Well, this is why we encourage people to use the same exact name, if possible, on every platform. So if you are Angela Murray author or Angela Murray romance, then, on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, like all the ones, they have no trouble finding you because it's everywhere. Also, if you're using your one link page, they have no trouble finding you everywhere. So all of that. Now, yes, be open. Again, because of the reach, I'm very, very careful about, like, you will hardly ever, okay, I did put Kenna's face on there recently, but it was because she was doing this like little scowl thing. And I was like, oh, there it is. She's a teenager, and so like that kind of thing. But, otherwise, I generally don't put, her face on social media a lot. I definitely don't share anything that would reveal. I make sure our location services, turn off your location. Okay. Clean up. We forgot that in there. Okay. So posting options, yes, but profile. Well, maybe we just start it here. There we go. Look at that. All right. So on your profile, watch your, I usually turn off location. Okay. I don't like people to know where I am, because you never know. Like, you may think to yourself, why would anybody be interested in me? You never know. I mean, yes, stars get stalkers, but normal people get stalkers too. So like, I'm always careful. Turn off your location. Make sure your address and phone number are aren't visible. Okay. Yep. What else? Like, be very, be very, very careful about what, like, I don't put up posts that show a house number ever, kind of thing. Which means that, like, sure, you can put up a post of like, look at our new house, but I would blur out the number on your door or whatever, or the number over your door, that kind of thing. What else is basic safety stuff that you can think of, Christine, that we need to remember to tell everybody?
Like, I would have said no, obviously not showing your kids as well. But somehow I don't know if you need phone number on there. Sometimes that appears on somewhere.
Google numbers are good for that.
Yes.
I have a Google number that I only use for stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I really don't know much about that. I think you've mentioned it to me before. I actually don't even know what it is.
I couldn't be bothered. Like, that seemed like too much work for me. So I had Google Voice when at the very, very beginning, when it first came out. And then I didn't use it. So it, like, like, if you don't use it for a while, they like just take it away and they're like, okay, we're discontinuing it. And so then I got an app for it for my phone. And so I have an app, and that number is what I use for like the business number on everything, because I don't want anybody to have my real number, just like we use like post office boxes and stuff like that. So like a PO box, or like, actually we use like a UPS, so it's like a suite, so it sounds like it's an office kind of thing. Like things like that. I highly encourage that, because yes, people sometimes want to send you stuff that they made or whatever, and it's really, really sweet, but you don't want to give out your address. You know what I mean? So that. So those are my safety tips. And if I can think of anything else, I will definitely add it and let you know. But those are the things that I'm most careful about. And again, even on social media, you can do like 1-question surveys. Those are really fun. Anything that involves interaction, like I create a ton of interactive posts and save interactive posts. Things like some of the graphic ones are things like, okay, if you could take you only get like 2 pills, what are you choosing? And one's like happiness, wealth, you know, a fit body, like unlimited, house cleaning services, or, like all the different things, like which are you choosing? And it's interesting to see the responses and respond and, that kind of thing. Be able to eat anything you want, not gain a pound, like that kind of stuff. Like, oh, sign me up. But now, we'll play with the social, we'll play with the posts, the tips, because once we get on Canva, I have a hard time coming back to anything, right? Like it's all over once I get in Canva. The success tips, of course, it's the stay consistent, but that is why using a scheduler and having a plan in advance are really, really helpful. Get creative, like, because you can, I always used to do it on like a Sunday. On a Sunday, I'd be sitting in front of the TV, do all the posts for the week, get it all organized and scheduled. Bam. Okay. You can get creative with things like, yes, character hijacks your social media. You can put in recipes. I think I told you a story about the author that she's setting a series in a bar. So she's putting up like cocktail posts and stuff of things, right? Ask them to follow you other places. Make sure your branding is consistent. Updates, keep your website updated if you send readers there. Also keep your bio and links updated on all the social media platforms. Claim your name everywhere, even if you don't want to grow there. And then it's hashtags on social media. Hashtags are fantastic. So hashtags, use them for growth. And don't forget, we gave you guys a hashtags that are banned so that you don't make the mistake of using banned hashtags and getting shadow banned. And then if you repurpose content, because we highly recommend repurposing content, you don't have time to make fresh content for every platform. You're busy. You got books to write. Okay. So repurpose content, yes. But if you start on like TikTok, then when you download it to share to Instagram, remove the watermarks by using the Snaptic app, and it is free. Okay. We also put up like our favorite scheduling apps that we use. Of course, we put Canva Pro first because, it is our favorite thing ever. I'm telling you.
Oh, look, we have we have two widths there.
Where?
Grammarly picked it up.
I did it. I did that. That's me. I sure did. Okay. So sorry about that. And thank you for catching. Why is my Grammarly not working?
Yours never does. I don't know what's wrong with it.
It's on, well, yeah, I'm having the worst time. We realized this about how long ago? 6 months? I haven't had it, at least. Yeah. So anyway, the, some of these are, are you frozen?
It went a bit staticky for some reason.
Yeah, okay. I think I lost people. Okay. All right. Okay. Woo.
It was just a second.
I dropped an entire slotting call last week. Zoom, I couldn't even get the internet to reconnect with Zoom. It was a nice day too. It wasn't raining. It wasn't like bad weather. Google Fiber, Google, I love you, but your Google Fiber. No. So anyway, but like, these are different ones that we have used. There are things that I love about each of them. Like, for example, the thing that I love about Tailwind, and I saw a TikTok on it. What I love about Tailwind is that sometimes I have trouble coming up with the ideas for designs. So it will pull up what are current trending design styles. It will then implement your brand colors. So like all your branding, it's just like, bam, which of your brand colors do you want used? You put it in there. And at the same time, it will not only make the post, but make it the right size. So you'll have like, this is the one for Instagram. This is a long pin version. This is a short pin, like, and all this stuff. There is I found this by watching TikToks. I found a TikTok showing what Tailwind did and how this woman created, what was it, like 100 posts in like 3 minutes and I was like, you're doing what? Because that is my thing. How fast can I get some of these things done? So if you're looking for fast and efficient, then, Tailwind was fantastic. I wish Canva Pro did this, and who knows, maybe it's something they'll be working on, because we've been playing with some of their AI features and it is so cool. Which brings us to, let's go to Canva. All right. Now, obviously, of course, we put these, you know, in our colors and style, but it is very easy for you to upload it. And if you have your brand settings, if you have your brand, did you put your brand, like, cause you have a pro account too, right?
Yeah, I've started working on that. I'm not done yet.
That's okay. But like, once you do it, I'm telling you, it will change your life, because every time I buy templates or something, I can change everything. So like, well, so the fonts especially, but the colors, everything really, really quickly. So that's useful. I forgot to change some of these pictures, but that's okay. You guys will change them anyway, because you want it to look like your stuff. So, yes, this says new collection now available, but it could be like, it's, you know, probably like new series, which means we probably should change that to a circle, but I like it anyway. And then you have all of that. I love these little windows. And so when you're putting things on social media, you can have like your new post now available. Here's something I wanted to make sure that everybody knew. So these, not this one, apparently. I missed one. I spent a lot of time. Please let this one be right. Yes, thank goodness. Okay, I'll fix the other one. These, so what I did was on these, all of these are rectangles right now, but if you go up here, you can do things like outline it. So you could put like a little outline around it, and you could decide how thick, you get to decide what style, okay? But you can also do things like round the edges, so that it can become like either rounded corners, or it can go straight up, like looking like one of the pill buttons. Okay. So these are, so I wanted it to be as useful as possible, like where it would take you almost nothing to, you know, to make any improvements and to make it work with what you've got going on. But I think it's important that we do blog posts, and I know Christine is not looking forward to that week, but
No, I know I need to do a blog. Sorry, my internet keeps going, so I apologize. I don't know if you're asking questions at any point, but I am listening. It's just you keep disappearing. So I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
I know it.
And we need to thank Christine, because she got the logos on here when I couldn't. It was because it's very futzy, and it will like try to suck the whole logo into the picture, but she did it. She's magic. She's absolute magic. Okay. Content marketing is huge. So having these to promote what is really important. What I did, and I'm going to put it together and share with everyone. I have a posting system, so that basically in the course of me writing the book, I am creating all the content that I can then put together for a media, like the media packet that I can then share with bookstagrammers, book talkers, you know, like book bloggers. And once that is all, I mean, that's like the hardest part, as you all know, like then getting back together and collecting all the things. But I promise you, if you do things like Teaser Tuesday, Whip Wednesday, you know, Sunday snippets, or, you know, like put in a character interview, like things like that, all of a sudden you have a whole packet of stuff that, instead of making it extra work, you've been creating it all along, and it is ready for you to share, so that people promote your stuff. The easier you make it for people to promote your things, the better. Okay. The more likely you'll get promoted. So yes, a lot of things for new posts, so that you can share your posts that you have. When you get your, you know, when you get your new covers, and you can put your series up here, or, you know, you can say things like, you know, Sarah Jane just left an awesome review. We were working quickly yesterday. We were so busy with the design stuff that I forgot to change some of the copy on these things. Oh, really? Come on. It took me forever to get these. I will weep. I will openly weep. Okay. If you could have seen me, there we go. Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh.
on that the other one. That's weird.
Okay. So
That looks so much better.
yeah. So and this is great for things like, you know, your reader magnet. Would you like a free, you know, would you like a free download? You can put your cover on one and then like a couple of the pages and everything on this. Can look fantastic. So yes, all of that fun stuff. For free downloads, again, this you can change to the shape and all of that. If you have dates, like this could be the date that, you know, this is the date that the cover is getting revealed, and you know, your pre-order's ready. This is the date that the book releases. This is when your because a lot of times people do paperbacks first so they can get reviews on it. So you can put like, this is when the paperback is available. This is when my audiobook is available. And this is when the book launches, you know, kind of thing. So, or if you have parties, you can do all those things. Yeah. And this will
Those are
give you,
good. Sorry, you know, when you're
Yeah.
featured in your group or whatever, where you can pin it at the top, and then
Mhm.
all can see it straight away.
Exactly. Things that you have going on. If you're going to be at, I know authors who will spend all summer traveling, going to different book, you know, signings and everything. And when they have like, you know, July, I'm going to be here, you know, like this, I'm going to be here, and, you know, all that stuff. So that's always good to have. This is fantastic for getting people to blog posts, getting people to, you know, to your different like social media accounts, all of these things. Anything that you have and that you want to share, all of these are great, like stylistically inviting. You know, want to know what's coming next, want to know what you missed, like these kinds of things. If you are, and because you can be like, you can write like cute little like joke posts too, like tips and tricks for authors, you know, like, and it can be like, sit your butt in the chair and write. You know what I mean? Like that is that's your tip or your trick, you know. It can be you know, like uh, tips and tricks for readers. You know, if you're worried about, you know, how you have all this housework to do, sit down on the couch with a book for a little while, and then you won't mind the housework so much, you know, like you won't mind that the house is a mess, like little things like that. Have fun with these kinds of things. I love anything that promotes our content and everything. Anything that showcases, you know, your style. And I am, yes, very big on making sure that, you know, you do this. I even change this, make this like new book, you know. And so like, you know, new release, you've got that out and you put your cover on here. I love that stuff. So I think that this, the reason we have new in store, a lot of authors started, and I don't know if you've heard, they started like little Etsy shops where they will make, Britt Andrews is an excellent example of this. She started a paranormal romance series with a fairy. I read the first one and I was like, this is good. She was a book blogger who just one day decided, you know what, I'm going to try to write books. And she has killed it. The first year she made like $200,000. She did not say how much she spent on advertising, but like the first year. And the thing is, she made an Etsy shop where she was like, yes, selling her signed books on there. So like new in store can be like, they can order signed books through your Etsy store. It can also be things like stickers, bookmarks, anything that like builds your brand.
And a
Because
lot of people sell paperbacks from their websites as well.
And so you can do all that. Maybe you want to make a t-shirt, like maybe there was some phrase from one of your books that everybody just absolutely loved. So you make a t-shirt with that on it, and you know, like that new in store. So this is great
I've
for,
done that. That worked out great. It
didn't,
was
yeah,
awesome.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So just because you're an author doesn't mean that you can't sell all your book stuff. Mugs. Oh my God, readers love mugs. I mean, so if you make mugs with like quotes, you know, book quotes on it, they love that stuff. Now, what did you use when you were making it? What did you use?
I had designed it. It was on my, oh gosh, what is that? I originally did it on my Cricut design space, but then
Mhm.
I couldn't do it over. So I don't remember, somebody had taught me this thing where I could copy and paste, and I put it over on Canva.
Mhm.
I got my graphic ready. And then it was this company called Gelato. It's a drop shipping company.
Yep.
So that I didn't have to work on like actually making the t-shirts because that's not my
Mhm.
thing.
Perfect. I'm going to put together, this should be one of the things that we teach them too. I have tested a bunch of different ones. Printify is fantastic. It's also great because it hooks up to Etsy. It hooks up to websites. It hooks up like WordPress sites. So if you have a WordPress site already, you can like sell things from there. And it also hooks up to a bunch. I'm pretty sure it hooks up to Wix, and it hooks up to eBay. I mean, you can have shops on eBay. It does that. And it also does Shopify and stuff too. So you can really I mean, just because you're an author and you write books doesn't mean that you can't have fun like building the brand other ways. And with things like that, it will handle all the stuff. You just get paid. Like you just get paid and that's it. Okay. You go in once in a while, you design something new, you let everybody know you made something new. That's it. So I'm a big fan of stuff like that. And all right, so all of these, this is great too. Like Lovely Things. This is where you share like your latest find and you're showing, whatever it is that you've got. Because I think we talked about starting Amazon influencer stores. Like that's a great thing that you can have and do as well. So all of that. Great ways to share all of these things, get traffic to your websites, sales on books, traffic all the different places, and have fun with this. Fact check can be really, really fun. That's one of those. Did fact check, did you know that husbands who complain about their wives reading too much are more likely to get divorced? Like things like that, like funny little tips.
Well, when I Google searched, where on the body can I stick a knife to kill somebody very quickly? There are 7 points on the body that will kill almost instantaneously. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
The things that we learn as authors, like I make sure, because I'm just convinced that like through AI and stuff, they listen. So I'm like, okay, FBI, I'm just researching a book now. I'm just reading, because I looked up ricin poisoning. I used that for one of my books, and it is remarkably easy to make, and there's no known cure. So if you've committed, if you like go to the trouble, you've committed, it's done. But like, right. I mean, like, geez. So we, all kinds of things. There's so many things that you could do. I love this. Like, start sharing your reviews. You put your logo here, you get some reviews here, you put, whatever, like the book blogger, kind of thing, or, you put their blog or whatever information there. Any kind of testimonials and stuff, all of that. These are great to use. They draw attention. They tell people that you care. You can even make like mugs with funny ones, like when people are like way too much sex, like in this book or whatever, or that kind of thing, and you're like, you're reading the wrong steam level, sweetheart. I think I don't know why this is a problem for you. So, like a lot of things that you can do with this, and have fun with it, between sharing covers, between sharing reviews, sharing your blog posts, sharing things you find. And yeah, like this. You can even share what you're reading that somebody else has, like I love that Carly Phillips will share. She gets so excited when she gets arcs from people, like she'll even reach out to me sometimes and just be like, have you read this yet? No, not yet. You're getting an arc. I'm not who you think I am. Carly, like, no. So like these kinds of things. I think that I think that when we do things like that and we promote other readers, other authors, it makes us look really good. We're not intimidated by other authors. They're our friends, not our foes. You know what I mean? And so like promote other authors, like share, stuff that you've read that you love, all of that. So these are the kinds of things that I would definitely encourage. And I have, and I'm gonna I'll put it over here as an additional resource. I found an app so that like next time you're trying to create a t-shirt, okay? The app is called WordSwag.
Yeah.
Are you familiar
I've
with that?
heard you talking about it.
I love it. Okay. I don't know if you can do it on that. I think you can only do it on your phone, or on your tablet. I use the tablet because I'm old and blind. And so I do it on the tablet, but you can use it for all of your social media. Okay, like making social media posts. All right. You can also use it, like you've seen things like this, that like cute posts, like the way that it can make, and you think to yourself, how do they do this? It's apps like WordSwag. So when you use an app like WordSwag for your social media, and you can use it to like, I've made stickers, I've made mugs, I've made t-shirts, because you just, put the words together. It will give you a ton of different options. And then you just pick the options you want. You can even pick the colors. Like it will do gold, it'll do rose gold, it'll do like all the different things. And it really helps your post stand out. That's all I'm saying, in case you're, interested or curious or whatever. And it's honestly, if you are posting regularly, because what it'll do is like you have an option to, yes, add images like in there or through there. I usually do it just as PNGs, and which means I have the transparent background, and then you can upload it. I have it email it to me, like from the app, it emails it to me, and it'll also save it to like my phone or whatever. But then from there, I can put it on pictures. I can, put it on backgrounds. I can, like to make it more branded, that kind of thing. So those are also some little tips and tricks that I would, tell you about.
I've just downloaded that. And it says there's another one as well, which is Story Swag or something. So you can do stories, make them reels and things.
Ooh, well, that's dangerous.
Yeah, so I thought I'd just say that because, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do that one too.
Yeah. So this is like, and one of the reasons why I liked it was people love stickers. I mean, they're not that expensive. So it's not like you're going to get rich on, like a single sticker or whatever. But, like people love just, they don't think dropping like 3 or 4, bucks buying 5 or 6 stickers at a time from someplace. And when you have a company that'll just like make them for you, it's fantastic. Same thing with mugs. So all that. But those are like my quick and easy recommendations. All right. Does that help? Is it giving you ideas? Are you getting excited yet? So,
Great
all right.
idea. I was writing notes. I don't know if, even though we've talked about this, I was writing notes on things I could do.
That's so. Christine and I started really early this morning at 9 a.m. and she did not see my best face, even with my Zoom makeup. So I did like the little like we had to take a break because like errands, and she had to run children places, and so I did the shower then, and I always get my best ideas in the shower, which is why I need that the notepad I told you about. So yeah, there were all these ideas. I had ideas for, we're in a class this week where we're learning how to do video for business, like the video, like so TikTok, short form video, so TikToks and Reels for business. And it actually was not scary to me. Like for the first time when I was in the shower, I was like, I can do this. I can do this. So, but
I'm
yeah,
still not sure about showing my face, but yeah.
I hear you. How do you feel about showing your face, Angela?
It doesn't really bother me.
Yes, because she's still young and thin and gorgeous. Like, of course not. She's fine. Whatever, Angela. Okay.
I mean, I just don't care.
Oh,
And therein lies my problem again, because I'm thinking about my family and friends who look at me and go, oh my God, she's put on weight. That this is what goes on in my head and stops me from doing these things that I know could bring in money and bring in more readers and more customers into Plot Bunnies and stuff like that. And it holds me back.
Yeah, see, I didn't even think it was 2 weeks ago, the company that I work for a publishing company, and one of our editors, it was her birthday, and she loves pirates. We have a team theme,
I
we're
saw your
pirates. So we all came to the meeting dressed as pirates, and I did like I put a picture of myself as the pirate on Facebook. I should have put it on my author page, didn't even think. Um,
There's
I don't
still
know, maybe I
time.
can go back and do that
There's
because it
still
was 3
time. Yeah.
But
Was
it
it
was
cool?
fun. Yeah, I was like, you know what? I used to care so much, and I just got to a point. I was like, whatever. Like, this
Yeah.
is me. You don't like it?
No skin off my nose.
Yeah, too bad.
My mother, see, these are the things though. Like I had family come over the summer for my son's wedding, and my mother, like I'd finally just gotten brave. Like Sam, I've gone a lot of years not wearing shorts, and Sam bought me shorts and was like, you know, you're gonna like start wearing shorts. I don't know why you're so self-conscious and everything. And then I remembered because my mom came and she was like, I can't believe you're wearing those. And I was like, and Sam said, your niece is wearing shorter shorts. So I was like, so yeah,
Exactly.
on the one hand, like, yeah, so these are the things. I get it. I get it. So I think that it is important that we work our way out of our shell because there are people who need the stories that we write. You know, just like Christine and I have to remember, there are people who need the products that we create. We create stuff not just for the heck of it. Like we literally find a problem we have and make something for it and then go, you know what? But other people need this too, huh? Okay, so we should probably offer this. You know what I mean? So that kind of thing. So that's my hope. My hope is that these kinds of like this inspires people to get out of their shell, to post on social media, to do it effectively and safely, meaning like you're, you know, like the crazy people won't find where you actually live, and that you also are able to grow because of it. Because like I said, people need your stories. So
Yeah, I do indeed.
I'm wondering if it would help if there was in like maybe 1 week, I don't know what day it would be during what class, but maybe just have like a safe space for people to just get on camera and just get used to talking. Because honestly, like that's what helped me the most. I don't have a choice at work.
mhm.
The author is like right in front of my face and I have to talk. And that's what changed everything for me. I was like, oh.
That's true.
I think it's a mindset thing. We should probably incorporate this in our mindset week, you know, because
I'm
yeah,
definitely a lot better since I've been doing it as well.
I remember when you used to be so nervous.
Oh yeah, I still am.
I'm it's for me, it's not even that I'm nervous. Sometimes it's the tech behind it. Like, you know, this is easy for me because it's just Zoom and it downloads to my computer and that kind of thing. But making the like how to make the TikTok, how to make the reels, how to do it like on my phone in the various apps, I get very tech intimidated. Okay. Like, I mean, you saw even when I was talking about how, you know, we change things in Canva. For some people, tech is no big deal. I mean, you know, but I grew up in the era when the internet was a baby and it was like, you're going to break the internet. And I think that, you know, I'm convinced that someday I really will. But the whole thing is that you know, like, it's the intimidation of using the apps more than anything. But no, I don't want to really show my face. I've never wanted to be like the face of a brand or anything. No, no.
That's it.
Mm-mm.
I think
But
there's a lot of other videos that you can do too, where you don't
yes,
necessarily have to show your face. Like I've seen the book trailers, I've seen it's more of like the characters.
yes.
I love following them too. So if you definitely don't want to, like I, you know, with my pen name, there's no way it's not
Mhm.
happening because then everybody knows.
Yeah, like what's the point of having a pen name if everybody can like match your face, right?
Right.
But the thing is that like Brighton Walsh, she is wildly successful on TikTok, never shows her face, does a lot of the flipping pages, that kind of thing. It's so yes, you are absolutely correct that there are a lot of things that you can do. Plus, you can kind of be on there, but blur yourself out so they can't really see you and put like words over it. That I'm very comfortable with. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't have glasses for years. All I did was see me blurry. So all I'm saying is that, you know, like that, you know, that was fine. So yeah. Um, but you are correct. So what if when we're doing the mindset stuff this month, we do something with that? Would you, you know, all right, let's look
Video
at that. Okay. That was a really, really great suggestion. Thank you, Angela. We have an hour. We have an hour break and then sprinting. Or do you have time for sprinting today?
I do.
Fantastic.
I will be there. I'm
All
ready.
right.
Got so much to do.
Yeah, no.
Well,
I
I will,
do my
I will see you there. All right. Have a nice lunch.
Bye.
Bye.